Why do you support Ned Lamont over Joe Lieberman?
Ned Lamont represents a new direction and new priorities and a new worldview. Lieberman, for example, has taken the lead in short-term off-the-books, executive stock options, and that's hurt small businesses and hurt many employees. It's allowed to cook the book schemes, heavily pro-business at the expense of workers and small businesses. Secondly, the defining issue of our time must be the Iraq War, which Joe Lieberman embraces almost blindly, giving Bush even more latitude to execute a war of choice that is an unsound proposition. We were hit by the Taliban and bin Laden. We had every reason to fight them back, to look for them. For some astonishing reason, we left bin Laden and moved on Iraq and captured Saddam as a trophy. And now we're losing 100 lives a day. Almost 3,000 Americans are dead. Thousands are injured who will never walk or see again. 50,000 Iraqis are dead. Spending $250 million a day with no end in sight. Money is needed for schools and health care in Connecticut and America. It's been spent in the killing fields of Iraq. So when Ned Lamont takes a position against that war, he gives us a live alternative to seek another way. Because we're trapped in Iraq, there's now a Middle East war between Israel and Lebanon, Syria, Iran. We cannot protect our interests nor our allies' interests. So we're trapped over in Iraq. We cannot negotiate a settlement for peace in the Middle East because we don't have the moral authority to do so. So because Ned Lamont represents that new direction, and perhaps I'm impressed. Lastly, I think Lieberman should be fair and support the winner. He shouldn't hedge his bets. When he ran for Gore, it was a concern of ours that if Gore wins, then the Republican governor can appoint a Republican U.S. Senator to replace me, rather than give a Democrat a chance to win the seat. He hedged his bets. And when Gore didn't win, he came back home as if nothing had happened. Half a campaign. And then now he says, if I lose on August 8th, I'll start third part on August 9th. The loser should support the winner. And hedging his bet, likewise, is another reason why we should support Ned Lamont, because I think it represents fairness and clarity.
Now, there's been an issue that's been happening in the inner cities. Just recently, Joe Lieberman has been passing out some flyers. Some people have called it race baiting, in which it accuses Ned Lamont of, how should I put this, not really caring about the race issues until he joined the Senate race. Have you seen the flyers at all, or have you heard about these?
Those flyers are always last-minute schemes of diversion. It diverts people's attention away from real issues. What Lamont really stands for is universal health care, which affects everybody, black, white, and brown alike. What he really stands for is universal pre-kindergarten for all children. It helps everybody. What it really stands for is the end to a war that's bankrupting us morally and financially. That's what it really stands for. And so there will be, in the last week of the campaign, always some diversionary schemes, arguing about what's on the blog and arguing about what's on the flyer. I would say keep your eyes on the prize. The big theme here is about health care. It's about ending the war. It's about breaking up Bush's capacity to run roughshod over the American people. That's what Ned Lamont stands for. I'm going to avoid the temptation to discuss debating schemes. It's a race bait scheme. It's about a country club. No, it's really about the war. It's about universal health care, universal pre-kindergarten access, and it's about turnout now. Those who have been talking now have a chance to show their true grit and give us a weekend of volunteer work. My point is, if Dr. King could give us a life, if Ned Lamont could give us a life, Shirley Goodman Training could give us their lives, If Mandela could give 27 years in jail, we can give a weekend to volunteer. It comes down to the volunteer turnout and work.
And lastly, there's a lot of people who are still undecided or still debating if they want to come out and vote. This is a primary for the first time in Connecticut. A primary is happening in August. Usually very low turnout. What would you want to say to the people out there in Connecticut who are debating whether or not they even want to come out to vote or are still undecided upon who they want to vote for between Lieberman and Lamont?
If you support the Iraq war, then don't vote. Vote for Lieberman. Want the war in Iraq to end, then vote for Ned Lamont. If you don't support universal health care, stay home. If you do support universal health care, vote for Lamont. If you support universal pre-kindergarten care for all the children, then vote for Lamont. If it matters to you that Lamont would dare teach in inner city public schools while Lieberman's floating around the idea about vouchers and charter schools, then you have choices. And I would further say no one, no matter what their predicament is, has earned the right to do less than their best. If we would do our best, great things come our way. So let Tuesday be a banner day for voting. We can celebrate August 9th, a new course for our nation.